The Morgan family had moved into their quaint two-story home in rural Wisconsin during the summer. The house, built in the early 1900s, had charm and character, with creaky floorboards and antique fixtures. For the first few months, life was idyllic, but as the cold, crisp nights of October set in, something changed. One evening, as they sat around the dinner table, Emma, the mother, mentioned hearing strange noises from their bedroom. "It's probably just the house settling," Mark, her husband, reassured her. Their two children, Jake and Lily, shrugged it off, more interested in their phones and homework. However, the noises persisted. At night, Emma would wake to the sound of scratching and banging, the disturbances growing more intense with each passing hour. One night, she swore she saw the TV in their bedroom move across the room on its own. Mark, skeptical but concerned, checked for drafts or any logical explanation, but found nothing. Then, one particularly cold night, the noises escalated. The sounds of scratching turned into violent thuds, and the TV seemed to hover in midair before crashing to the ground. Terrified, Emma screamed. Waking Mark, he rushed to her side, witnessing the TV lying shattered on the floor. "We can't ignore this anymore," Emma whispered, her voice trembling. Mark agreed and decided to block the bedroom door with heavy furniture, hoping to keep whatever was causing the disturbance contained. They both slept in the living room that night, trying to stay calm for the sake of their children. Around 3 a.m., a new sound pierced the silence, a shuffling noise from above. The noise grew louder, as if something or someone was moving across the roof. Jake and Lily, now awake and scared, joined their parents in the living room. "Do you hear that?" Jake asked, his voice shaking. Mark nodded, fear gripping him. They huddled together, the shuffling now replaced by an eerie silence. Just as they began to relax, a soft but distinct tap echoed from the hallway. Mark grabbed a flashlight and cautiously moved towards the sound, his family trailing behind. As he turned the corner, the beam of his flashlight caught something that made his blood run cold and unnatural. Elongated finger wrapped around the door frame. The finger was dark, almost black, and seemed to belong to something not of this world. Emma gasped, pulling the children back. "Get out," Mark whispered urgently. "We need to get out now." The family bolted for the front door, not daring to look back. They piled into their car and sped away, not stopping until they reached a nearby motel. Shaken and exhausted, they tried to make sense of what they had witnessed. The next morning, Mark contacted a local historian and learned a chilling piece of information. The house was built on land once used by a secluded cult known for summoning entities they called jinn spirits, known in Middle Eastern lore for their trickery and malevolence. The historian explained that these entities could attach themselves to places or objects, causing the kind of disturbances the Morgans experienced. Desperate for answers, the Morgans sought the help of a spiritual expert. The expert conducted a cleansing ritual, explaining that the jinn were likely disturbed by the renovations the Morgans had made. Though skeptical, the family allowed the ritual to proceed, hoping for peace. They never returned to the house, instead selling it and moving to a new town. For the Morgans, the nightmare seemed to end, but they would never forget the night of noises that drove them from their home. They often wonder if the new owners would experience the same horrors, or if the ritual had truly banished the entity for good. Night of Noises became a chilling tale in the small Wisconsin town, a story shared around campfires and whispered among neighbors, a reminder of the unseen and the unknown that lurks just beyond the veil of our understanding.